Mastodon guitarist Bill Kelliher talked about leaving Gibson and finding a new home with ESP guitars, saying during a recent master class, "Once I left Gibson, I was supported by ESP. The selling point for me with those guys, the first question was, can I design my own guitar? Because I always wanted to. And Gibson, they were such a huge company. They don't question the design of guitars, they already got all the cool designs. So the ESP were like, yeah, of course you can design whatever you want. It's hard to come up with a super original design because there's so many, but for me in particular, I had an idea of a Firebird meets an RD meets a Jagstang." Bill discussed his breakup with Gibson in more detail during an interview last fall, saying, "It was a lot of reasons. I never really felt like I was accepted at Gibson. The communication over there is terrible. They kept messing up my guitars that I was asking for. I didn't ask for a lot, I just had a few certain things that I would like with my guitar. I told them I didn't want it chambered, and they made my second guitar chambered. All the guys I worked with over there, the A&R guys, were getting fired left and right, and the company just seemed to be falling apart to me. There were new guys who would come in, and they didn't know shit. It was a breath of fresh air working with ESP. They were interested and would ask me what gauge strings I played and what tunings I play. Gibson never cared about any of that stuff. Kids would get my guitar in the mail and ask me how to tune it because it wasn't tuned, and then I would tell them how to tune it and they would say it still doesn't sound right, and it's because they're not putting my gauge strings on there. They weren't even tuning the guitars to my settings or specifications, just little things like that. Things that make the guitar a Bill Kelliher model. Like put it in my tuning so that when it shows up, it's different. ESP wanted to know all that stuff. They're just friendly and nice, and they're interested in me and my band and what they can do for me rather than this company. Gibson just wasn't. I don't know. I think they're on their way downhill, honestly. Every guy I talk to, look at James Hetfield. He was at Gibson, played Gibson stuff, and they didn't want to work with him, so he went to ESP. And he's one of the biggest guitar players in our kind of music. It seems like there are a lot of bad decisions being made over there. But ESP is really great. They treat me really well. I love my Sparrowhawk that I designed. It's the best playing guitar that I own.